Welcome to Wovar. In this video, we will talk about our weed membrane. At Wovar, it is super easy to order weed membrane. You can order it by the meter or a complete roll. We have laid out the weed membrane in the place where we want to place it. We measured the dimensions at the beginning. We took 10% extra to make sure we have enough weed membrane. What are we going to do with the excess part now? We're going to fold it over, so you have a nice clean edge finish. And then, we attach the weed membrane to the ground using our ground hooks. We generally recommend securing a ground hook every 50 centimeters so the weed membrane stays nicely taut on the ground. Oh, and don't forget to order a rubber hammer. As you can see here, we need to go around the corner. Then we take a piece of folded weed membrane and trim it a bit. It can be done very easily with a sharp Stanley knife or snap-off knife. And as you can see, it works great with a snap-off knife. Then you neatly go around the corner here. Using the ground hooks along the edges is the most important, but placing a few ground hooks in the middle doesn't hurt either. Here, we maintain a distance of about 1 meter. In terms of width, you can continue with a distance of 50 centimeters. Usually, our weed membrane has a green line every 50 or 25 centimeters. This allows you to very quickly attach a ground hook approximately every 50 centimeters. If you can't manage it in one piece, you will deal with an overlap because you need to use 2 separate parts. Then make sure the overlap is at least 15 centimeters. If you are going to install a deck, make sure that, just like we have done now, you first install the weed membrane on the ground. Then determine where the hardwood stakes will go into the ground and make a simple cross with a sharp knife. The green lines help you choose the right distance for the hardwood stakes, which is approximately 50 centimeters. Don't place the hardwood stakes first and then the weed membrane. Otherwise, your deck won't have space to ventilate and everything will stay wet. Do you want to make a gravel path using our garden edging or something else that requires weed membrane? Then you can easily hammer the garden edging through the membrane. It is equipped with sharp points. If you give it a few taps with a rubber hammer, it will effortlessly cut through the weed membrane. If you are going to use gravel for a walkway or your driveway, don't forget to order some gravel grids. These ensure that the gravel stays nicely in place. Because these gravel grids are not equipped with weed membrane, it is important to always place the membrane first before placing the gravel grids. You can also place weed membrane in your planter. We will show you that now. At Wovar, you can easily order weed membrane by the meter. Do you want to place weed membrane in a planter, for example? Then make sure you have a piece of membrane that is slightly larger than the sides and the bottom of the planter. By ordering your piece of weed membrane slightly larger than you actually need, you can fold the frayed edges over, which ensures a neater finish. Do you want to be sure that you order enough weed membrane for placing in your planter? Then calculate the height, the width, and the depth Add 10% to this, and then you can be sure you have enough weed membrane. I will explain it to you using the following example. For this side, suppose it is 1 meter high, this is 50 centimeters wide, and this is again 1 meter high. Then you need a width of 1 meter plus 50 centimeters plus 1 meter, which is 2.5 meters. We add 10% to that, so you need a minimum width of 2.75 meters. Because you always order a square, it is also important to measure the perpendicular sidewall. Now, suppose it is 1 meter high, 1 meter wide, and also 1 meter high here. You have a total of 3 meters. Add 10%, which is 30 centimeters more, so you need a total length of 3.3 meters. In total, in this example, we need a weed membrane of 2.75 meters by 3.3 meters. We staple the weed membrane to the inside of the planter. We fold the frayed edge slightly. Then we place the weed membrane tightly in the corner against the top of the slat. Take the tacker and staple the weed membrane firmly against the wood of the planter. To attach the weed membrane to the inside of the planters, we used a simple tacker. We used staples that are 6 to 8 millimeters long for this. The reason you choose to use weed membrane is because it prevents unwanted roots and weeds in your garden. This is why it is also called anti-root cloth. The weed membrane from Wovar is UV resistant, which prevents any sunlight from coming onto the weed membrane. As a result, weeds have no chance to grow. This was the video about our weed membrane. Would you like to know more or place an order? Then go to wovar.com/anti-root cloths and remember, Wovar, build to last.